Hey guys, welcome to 3 Mississippi. Sid here. Thanks for clicking on the video. Today I'm going to get you guys caught up on a little bit of what we've been doing around here and why I haven't been putting out as many videos as I normally do. But let's try to get back to normal. Let's go. So as you can see behind me, there are a lot of fence posts, and we're going to be expanding some of our areas out where the lambs are because we're going to be expanding the flock and we need to have some different paddocks set up. We're going to be building a catch chute that will come out of this paddock and come around the tree, so we will be able to load the animals, give any meds we need to when we need to separate anybody. All of that will happen right under here, but you have to build it first. Stitch. Hi, buddy. With your crooked tail. So anyway, we've got a bunch of these, and those are going to need to go in the ground in the next few weeks, but Frankie and I are going to be gone for this next week because we're going on the cruise with a bunch of our YouTube family, so which we're very excited about. And as you can see, we still have the big excavator here. We did get that all finished down there in the creek, and get that Ford finished. I have actually not gone down there to see the finished product. I have not been down there since I was filming the last time and showed you guys the work that Frankie was doing with it. It did actually get finished, but like I said, I haven't even been down there. Our friend Nathan had brought his little mini cat out there to help kind of finalize it, and it actually broke down and ended up being left in the ditch side of the creek for about a week until he could get the replacement part. But he was finally able to come back yesterday and pick it up, so at least that's taken care of. And then the other morning, our buddy and neighbor Ross showed up with this bad boy, and Mike's got it hanging out here, part of it. He's got part of it hanging in the shop. Correction, I said part of it hanging in the shop. This is the deer that Mike got that he's been hanging, not part of that deer. So that was just me speaking incorrectly. But this one's been in here hanging, and it's about 34, 35 degrees inside here right now. It's pretty chilly. Even with a sweatshirt on, I'm cold. I've got my Uggs on. It is cold, and I guess maybe I'm getting a little more used to it. I can tell you my arthritis doesn't like it. My arthritis does not like the cold, but I don't mind the cold weather myself.
Nothing left but to run, and I'm fading quickly. I was never enough, you deserve better, honey. But every little step I take leads me closer to you, closer to the man who I wanna be. Every step I take leads me closer to you. Yeah, I'll be the last one standing. I'll be the one here waiting. Could we go back to...
Put it everywhere but on the pallet?
Yeah, basically.
Who loaded this?
Some teenage kid.
Tell them what the pallet was for?
Yeah.
Now I gotta play some Jenga.
Yeah. This one's gonna fall off. That'll work.
toe pick.
Always wear your seatbelt when you're lifting a load on the front of the tractor or when you're driving it on uneven ground. So basically, anytime your rollover protection is up, wear a seatbelt. Now, if you don't have rollover protection on your tractor, don't wear a seatbelt.
This is your OSHA instructor, Mike Crouch. Are you gonna yell at me about how I turned it off with the stuff up?
So another thing that's been keeping me really busy, which I have talked to you guys about in a couple of our lives, I think, and on Sippin' and Spillin', but I took over the chair position for the outreach committee at our church. And one of the things that I wanted to start doing was something that I'm calling a bowl and a blessing, where we invite people in from the community, we feed them some warm soup, we have our pastor give a little sermon, and it's a chance to just meet some people in the community, spread his word, and just love on some people and show some kindness and open our doors, essentially. And I've spent a lot of time getting ready for that, and we just had it this last Friday. Hey, Bunk. Here's a little look at that. I made 3 different kinds of soups. I was at church all day cooking. I made a turkey soup that I took, somebody had donated the turkey, and I took it home and I roasted it, and then I took all the meat off of it, made a stock, and then used that as the base for the liquid part of my soup, and then added a bunch of vegetables and beans and things like that. And then we also had some hams that were left over from Christmas that were in the freezer. So I made some ham soup, and then we had leftover French fries from D Now, which is Discipleship Now, and from our youth that we fed one night at our church. And so I was like, I can make soup out of that. So I made basically like a potato cheese soup, but it was more along the lines of like a nacho cheese fry kind of soup. Everybody liked it. It turned out okay. Unfortunately, because we didn't have a chance to get a banner made for it to go out front, we weren't able to get the word out about it for this first go round as much as I would have liked. So I kind of consider it my first pancake. You know, sometimes the griddle's too hot when you pour that first pancake and it burns a little bit, it doesn't go as planned. But that's okay. It still happened. The youth did a great job. They were working as the waiters and the waitresses, and the community spirit was definitely there, and it got a few people in there, and one of the people actually came to Sunday morning service. So I consider that a win. You know, if you're able to touch at least one person, that's how it starts, you know. Maybe they'll tell a few people, and next month when we do it, I will have a banner made. I'll have more flyers out. I'm going to put some in some shops in town too, in the windows, so people have a chance to get the word out a little bit more. And next month, I think, will be even bigger. And I think it's just going to continue to grow during these cold months where people really need something like that. So it went well. But like I said, the advertising, we didn't get the word out quite as much as we wanted. So that night, find you a friend who's willing to stand on a street corner screaming at cars and waving a homemade sign that says soup on it with you on a Friday night. It looks like you're in need of soup.
I'm homeless.
Oh, it's my first
Free
pancake.
soup!
Free soup! Come on in! Free soup! Soup! Come on! So get you a friend that's willing on a Friday night to stand on a street corner outside the church and yell at oncoming traffic and make a homemade sign that says soup and wave it around at people, because That's friendship right there. That's sisterhood. I don't care. That's a good measurement in my book of somebody who's got your back. So it didn't go as planned, but it still went, and we still had some good results from it, I think. So will you stop? If I pet you, you're going to do that thing again. Why? See? I'm not going to pet you if you're going to smack me. Why are you in a mood right now? Get down. Get down. Oh my God, I'm mad at you. So rude. So that has definitely taken up a lot of my time in the last couple weeks. And then of course, as you guys know, we have moved my mom out here. So still kind of getting everything kind of adjusted for her out here. But I think things are starting to settle in. And I can tell you, I am definitely ready to be floating out in the middle of the ocean with some of my YouTube family and my daughter, because it's going to be a nice little bit of a break for me from some of the realities lately of things. So I am excited about that. Are we being sweet now? Oh, are we being sweet now? Okay. Orange cats, man, they're built different. And for Christmas, Mike got me a kitten. I named him Gilmore, but the shelter called him Gord. He was sick for a few weeks, so I spent a lot of time kind of nursing him back to health. I'll show you guys some pictures here of the stages of his respiratory and eye infection. And there were a couple days where it was a little scary. I wasn't sure if he was going to make it, but let me tell you, he is 100% better now. He's playing, he's loving, he sleeps through the night, got to be curled up with me every night. He's such a good boy, and he's just a little wet noodle. He's just like, you pick him up and you just kind of in your arms, and he's super, super sweet. And I'm just very, very happy with him. He's a good little cuddly indoor cat, and he and Toothless, aka Dragon, which is actually what we call her more than we call her Toothless, which is Frankie's cat, they are getting along really well. I was a little nervous at first because she was hissing and spitting at him constantly once we were allowed to put them together. I think she had some resentment because she wasn't basically allowed upstairs for the first few weeks because he was sick. So she couldn't go in my office and she couldn't go in the bedroom. And she spends a lot of time in those two rooms when Frankie's not home. So she was not happy that she did not have free access to all of that. But now that she is able to interact with him, they sleep together, they curl up in the crow's nest and take naps together that I keep in my office, and they are just thick as thieves, those two. Hi baby, don't be, hey, why are we being like that today? Just be nice kitty. I know. So anyway, I'm just happy with my little sweet bundle. And all of our outside cats are doing well, as you can see, although he's got an attitude today. I'm not sure what that's about. Frankie and Mike also made some progress on the brooder this week. Let's go take a look. If you guys remember, last year we built the brooder right here next to the storm shelter, and I did use it this last year, but because of some weather delays that we had when we were finishing the roof, we didn't get the inside finished, the flooring, because we obviously had to have a roof on before we did the flooring. So the flooring got delayed, so we ended up tarping the floor and we put bedding over it, and I brooded the chickens and the geese and everybody that I had, the ducks and everybody in there during their respective cycles inside of here. However, the floor still needed to be finished and the inside still needed to be painted. So now that all the birds are out of there, and I know Mike wants to use this for seed starts this end of this winter and beginning of spring, it was time to get it all done. So Bunko is just being interesting. Don't mind my feed bags here. They use that to hold down the glue while it dries, but we've got some, whatever cheap little linoleum stuff was on sale in here. It's the same like we have in the chicken coop. And then we got a cheap thing of paint. Well, no paint's cheap anymore, but got this done. So I think he's going to put some shelves in here or bring his racks in here once they cut this has been drying for a couple of days now. So I think they'll cut the excess off probably sometime this week, and he'll be able to bring his seed kits in here and start using it. So they did get a lot done in here, and I did not film any of the work because I was busy doing other things, which sometimes happens, and a lot of times they don't like to film when they're working. So if I don't stop what I'm doing and film, then there's no record of it, and that's okay. That's life. Sometimes things just happen quickly. So, but at least this is done. So, and I'm not going to be brooding birds this year. I'm not doing chickens. I will probably breed my geese. And if I get any viable eggs out of the incubator that hatch, I will maybe throw them in here for a minute, but I'm gonna try to sell them as quickly as I can so I don't have to hold on to them for as long. This is a short update for you guys. I should probably take you down there and show you the progress on the Ford, but I'm not going to because I think it's not completely finished. I think the excavating part of it is done. I think there's some finishing touches that need done. So I'm not gonna show you guys at what point it's at right now because Mike is working on some other things and I don't wanna go down there and show you and say the wrong thing and then have him be like, why'd you say that? That's not right. Because that'll be what happens probably, because I will inevitably say the wrong thing and not know what's going on. And since I don't have Frankie or Mike right here to do a show and tell with me, I'm just going to show you next time. I promise. Next time we get into stuff like that, I will definitely show you. But anyway, guys, I appreciate you. I know it's a shorter video today. I appreciate you. Stay blessed. And remember, guys, safety's off.